Howdy, 8th grade. Today we are going to be talking about, in lesson 24, solving decimal equations, which is actually going to be a lot better than it sounds. I know right now I'm hoping people are terrified, thinking, no, we're going to have to do these hard things we've been doing, but now with decimals, the short answer is no, we're not going to have to do that. We're actually going to have one goal today, and that goal is to not have to solve decimal equations. The way we're going to do that, our real goal, is going to be to kill all decimals. And the way we're going to do that is actually going to make a lot of sense once we start looking at these problems and what we're allowed to do to them in a second. So I want to start just with an example that is 8 plus 0.5x equals 10.5. So right here, I'm looking at it, and I'm like, I don't want to have to divide by 0.5 because that's strange. I don't really know what to do. So what I'm going to decide to do instead is I'm allowed to do whatever I want to this equation so long as I do both sides. So I want to split my equation in half, and then I want to get rid of the decimal. So I'm asking myself, what could I do to the 0.5 here and to the 10.5? How do I kill the decimal? So what can I do to the 0.5 and the 10.5 to get rid of that decimal? And the simple answer is I can multiply by 10. I'm going to multiply both sides by 10. When we do that, we want to remember that this is going to be 10 times 8 plus 0.5x, because we're going to multiply the whole side, equals 10 times 10.5. This 10 is going to distribute in, and I end up with 80 plus 5x equals 10 times 10.5 is going to be 105. I just moved that decimal right over. And just like that, I have a problem with absolutely no decimals. So now we'll just finish this up the way we have been. I want to solve my problem in reverse PEMDAS order, which is SADMEP. So I'm going to start by looking at addition and subtraction here, and there's an addition I can get rid of. So I'm going to do that with subtraction by subtracting 80 from both sides. When I do that, the 80s cancel out over here, I end up with 5x equals 25. After I do addition subtraction, I want to look at multiplication and division. So I'm going to divide both sides by 5. I end up with x equals 5. I know for some of us that was kind of an easy review. For others, I might have gone through that quickly. I'm just trying to find a middle ground. If this is something you still need help with, please come find me and we'll find a time to help you out. So here I have x equals 5. I want to try one more, and we're going to use the exact same strategy. So this time we are going to try instead to do 0.006, let me close those, a plus 0.02 equals 0.2. That is a lot of decimals. So what I'm going to want to do is I'm going to want to split a line right down the middle. I need to figure out what can I multiply by to get rid of all the decimals. Well, this number right here has 3 digits. 3 digits past the decimal. Digits only has 1D. And so that is my most decimal number. So that's the one I have to worry about the most. So to get rid of my 3 digits in the decimal there, I'm going to have to multiply by a 1 with 3 digits after it. And I'm going to do that to both sides. Because the 1 with 3 digits after it's going to let me move my decimal up top 3 times. So I'm going to end up with plus 0.02, all that is multiplied by 1,000, equals, and then I have 0.2 times 1,000 over here. Just like we did last time, this multiplication is going to distribute, so I end up with 0.006a times 1,000, which is going to move my decimal over 1, 2, 3 times, and I end up with 6a. Then I'm going to add what I get with 0.02 times 1,000. It's going to go over 1, 2, 3 times here. I'm going to end up with 20. On the other side, I have equals 0.2 times 1,000, so I'm going to have 0.2 move the decimal over 3 times, and there will end up being zeros here. So that would be 200. So now all I need to do, I'm going to start by subtracting 20 from each side, because I want to do that reverse PEMDAS order, or SADMEP. And I'm starting off with subtraction and addition, so I'm subtracting that 20. So I get 6a equals 180. Next up, I want to do my divisions and multiplication. So right here, 6 is being multiplied to the a, so I'm going to have to divide by 6 on both sides. 6a divided by 6 is just going to leave me with a, and that equals 180 divided by 6, which is 30. And once I get a equals 30, there we go, I am all done. So that is all we're doing, is we are going to be getting decimal equations, and we're going to be deciding we don't want them as decimals anymore, so we'll get rid of them. I will see y'all in class. Have a great evening. Please make sure you do that lesson practice. It's just A through E. There's 5 problems. I believe in you. So I will talk to y'all later. Have a great evening.